Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to another episode of the Mavs Step Back podcast. This is another edition of Morning Coffee with Mavs Step Back. Uh, just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys to start off this week. New Monday, new week ahead of us. We should have the full NBA schedule dropping at some point later this week. So that's always an exciting time for me because obviously I don't live in Dallas, so I can't make it to all the games, but I like to look and see, my wife's a teacher. I like to look and see where her breaks fall and, who the Mavs are playing and where they're playing during those breaks. And obviously I live, an hour and a half from New Orleans. So I'm always interested in seeing where those Mavs at Pelicans games fall. And I've given up hope of those games falling on a weekend. I would love for it to be on a weekend so I could spend, my whole weekend down there instead of having to go down there and then rush back after the game. Because I have work the next day. But we'll see. I blame Zion Williamson for that. If he was able to stay healthy, the Pelicans would be better, and there would be more of a chance to have like a primetime weekend game in New Orleans between the Mavs and Pills. So I've kind of given up hope on that, but let's see here. So we have a couple of leaks. I'm going to share. Let's see. This is the first one. So we know the Christmas Day game slate. The Mavs, despite losing Luka, despite Kyrie possibly being out through Christmas, which I personally believe, and it might be a controversial take. It is based on how my replies were a month or so ago when I said it. But I think Kyrie could possibly be back for this one. Just how it looks like he has progressed so far. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Christmas in the Bay, Mavs going to the West Coast to take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. So Klay Thompson, he's returning to the Bay. D'Angelo Russell, on a smaller note, he is returning to the Bay. It should be a fun one. A lot of these Mavs versus Warriors games over the last couple of years have been thrilling, and I would expect nothing less in this one too. So that's the first one that got leaked last week. And then, we have for the third consecutive season, the Mavs will open their season against the San Antonio Spurs. It will be at home. So, Cooper Flagg, the number 1 overall pick, versus Dylan Harper, the number 2 overall pick. And then obviously you have, AD versus Wemby. You have, De'Aaron Fox and D'Angelo Russell now, who will be more than likely starting at point guard for the Mavs to start the season. We'll see how that goes for him. It's always a fun time when the Mavs and Spurs get together. And, a lot of people think that the Spurs have, surpassed the Mavs as far as like how many wins they could potentially get this season. I don't see it. I feel like the Mavs, even with Kyrie hurt, overall top to bottom of their roster, I feel like the Mavs are still, a notch ahead of the Spurs. So this is a good starting point to see if I'm right on that or not. So, but that should be a fun one. It'll be our first look at Cooper Flagg taking on the San Antonio Spurs. We'll see if he can get off to a very good start for his rookie campaign. And, like I said, later this week, we'll have the full schedule dropping, which will be really nice. I'm not exactly sure what day that's going to be, but, multiple people have said that it is highly anticipated that the schedule will drop at some point this week. So that'll be awesome. And when that does happen, instead of, just talking about it here shortly on a morning coffee episode, my guy, Drew Johnson, Coach Drew, he'll he'll be joining me, and we'll have a more extensive breakdown of the schedule. And it was funny. I was talking to my guy Kirk, Mavs Moneyball, the other day, and he's obviously very thrilled about that Christmas game being West Coast game. So it's going to start. It's probably going to start at like 9:30, 10 o'clock our time, which translates into the game not being over until past midnight. So that's always fun when you have to cover the game, you write about the game, and then you do a post game podcast in addition to that. And I know, look, most of Kirk's post game podcast, he does 2 post game podcasts. He typically does one with his guy Josh Bowe, and then then he does one where it's more interactive and the fans get to join and all that. And between all that, then you're looking at like maybe going to bed at 3 a.m. at a certain point. So Godspeed to Kirk. I will I will watch the game, and then I will get some sleep, and then I will get up early the next morning and recap it. So so we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the schedule plays out. I'm very excited for this upcoming season. I know there's some skeptics out there, and I mean for good reason. I mean the Mavs, they missed the playoffs, and they don't have Luka anymore. They have injury concerns. They have some question marks. And, as good as Cooper Flagg is, he's still a rookie, and people think he's going to hit a rookie wall at some point and go through a learning curve. I personally, look, part of the reason for my optimism in the Mavs this season is I think he's going to hit the ground running. I think his physical stature, I think his basketball IQ, his knowledge of the game, he's got a good feel for the game already. And he's a guy that doesn't have to score a lot. He likes doing the dirty work. He enjoys it. He has a strong will to win. And, given that he doesn't have to have the ball all the time, and he, is comfortable being that Kawhi Leonard type, where he can just get down and dirty and just wants to do the little things like that. I think that's going to help him a lot. And there will be times where they might need him to score more. And, I think he'll be capable of doing that too, but, it's not all going to be, weighed on his shoulders. He's going to have a lot of help given the sheer talent that's on this Mavs roster from top to bottom. And I think it's going to turn out well for him. And speaking of Cooper Flagg, we're going to be doing a giveaway here pretty soon. It's been a while since we've done a giveaway, but we're doing another one now. And here it is. This is a Cooper Flagg rookie card. It's like Topps now. It's like an instant rookie card that they had printed, and I got a handful of them sent out to me. But it's before the draft even happened. So it doesn't have even on the back, it says the National Player of the Year figures to be penciled into the Dallas starting lineup from the jump. So, they were like assuming that the Mavs were going to take him. It was before he was actually taken. So I've got this Cooper Flagg card. As soon as I got it out. I put it in, the little penny sleeve, and then this other hard case here. So, it's in perfect condition. It'll be a good addition to anybody's collection. And then same thing with this one. It's Team USA. It's got 3 on there. It's got LeBron, Steph, and KD on it. And it's got a little summary of that USA team winning gold on the back of it. Same thing. As soon as I got them out, put them in the little penny sleeve thing, got this hard case going. So that's the giveaway, the Cooper Flagg rookie card, and then the Team USA card. And it's not individual, it's both. So and there's 2 things you got to do if you want a chance of winning these cards. One, you have to subscribe to the Substack. It doesn't have to be a paid subscription, but this QR code in the top corner here, if you're watching on YouTube. Scan that, or go to mavstepback.com and put your email in. You don't have to subscribe to the paid subscription. You just have to be a subscriber in general. Now, if you want to subscribe and pay $5 a month for exclusive content down the line, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't affect, it doesn't affect your chances of winning the giveaway, but that if you want to do that, is very much appreciated, and it'll obviously get you more stuff down the line too, not just with exclusive content, but bonus content too. So, but that's the first thing. You got to subscribe to the Substack, and number 2, you have to retweet this post when I put it on Twitter, and I'm gonna pin it to my account, with the link to this podcast. And so that's the 2 things. You have to be a subscriber to the Substack, and then you have to retweet this post. So between those 2 things, I'm going to leave the post pinned to my account for the next week. So until next Monday. And then next Monday, I will stop it, and we'll see, where we're at. And then it'll probably be Tuesday or so before I announce the winner, because I'll have to go back through and see, who all has subscribed and who all retweeted the post, and then we'll go from there. So again, that's our giveaway this time around. If you want the Cooper Flag rookie card, and then this Team USA card with Curry, Durant, and LeBron on it, both in absolute perfect condition, right out of the box and into the little sleeves there. So and to those of you who have already subscribed to the Substack, we greatly appreciate it. It's been a weird year going independent. I spent all those years, all that time at DallasBasketball.com, and then I decided to take a break last year. November, December, I was completely off grid when it came to media stuff, and then in January we decided to go independent with Mavs Step Back, and make it more than a podcast, make it a multimedia outlet. And I mean, it's been about as good of a deal as what I could have expected it to be, given circumstances, because obviously the Luka trade happened. Fan interest plummeted for a while there. Our interest, me and DJ's interest, plummeted for a while there. There was a lot going on, personal life wise. So, our quantity wasn't what we wanted it to be in the first half of this year at times, but overall, everything considered, it's been good. And I appreciate all of you who have continued to be with us as we go on this journey. And I think it's going to be a fun time going forward from this point. I think we're in for a fun season. I know some people are skeptical, but I really do think it's going to be a good time. I think Cooper Flag is going to be the real deal. I think this team is going to surprise some people, and that's even before Kyrie comes back. So I'm very excited for that. So in recap, again, we have two games already that have been announced or, leaked. Mavs playing the Warriors on Christmas. Mavs playing the Spurs at home to open the season. And then very soon we will have, an idea of, the rest of the stuff, that's going to be going down too. And then also, before we take off here, I just want to plug our merch store too. So if you go to my Twitter bio, you will see it. Let me see. Let me go here just so I'm telling you the right link. But we have several new designs that are up. It's mavstepbackmerch.dashery.com. You can find that. Again, it's pinned on my profile. It's pinned on the Mavs Step Back Twitter profile. We got several new designs. Now look, if you go looking for that new Mavs Believe one, not the old one with just the sign, but the new one that had Ted Lasso on it himself, and Cooper Flag. Uh, it's not there anymore. There was a DMCA notice. It got took down. Apparently, Ted Lasso was a little too Ted Lasso looking for your Universal Studios liking. So that one is taken down. It's no big deal. It was just a warning. We had to take it down and everything. So for the handful of people that got something immediately as that dropped, congrats to you. You have a vintage piece of memorabilia there. That won't be able to be sold again. So congrats to you. But we have several other designs, Cooper Flag design. I'm wearing one of them right now. This is the Mavs main event t-shirt. You got the cowboy hat, you got Maine in the background, number 32 on the hat. So if you're interested in any of that, be sure to go check it out. But guys, I appreciate you joining me for another episode of Morning Coffee with Mavs Step Back. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all have a great week. Stay blessed, be good, and I'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.